Dear viewer, today we are looking at police, bribery, and the Bible. Have you asked yourself what the Bible says about bribery and what happens with the police on our roads concerning bribery? One time there was a police officer who squeezed out a bribe out of a pastor using the Bible. And that policeman quoted, it's a meme that went around, and it was doing rounds, and it was about corruption and the police force. And the text was very hilarious, and it was coming from the Bible, the book of Matthew, chapter 5, verse 25-26. The meme, of course, meant a humorous act, and people were making laugh out of it. What does that verse say? When you read Matthew chapter 5, verse 25-26, the Bible says, settle matters quickly with your adversary who is taking you to court. Do it while you are still with him on the way, or he may hand you over to the judge, and the judge may hand you over to the officer, and you may be thrown into prison. I tell you the truth, you will not get out until you have paid the last penny. This was used wrongly by the policeman. It's a meme who when the pastor came around with the car, he was caught on the road with an offense. And since the verse recommends that, he was able to squeeze something out of the pastor, because the police officer stopped the pastor for speeding. And many times you and myself have been caught speeding on the road. Sometimes we are rushing somewhere, and the pastor, seeing trouble, he yelled back and said, "No, I am a pastor. I am a pastor to a church. I am not a thief." The pastor replied, and the officer now replied to him and said, "If you are indeed a pastor, then you must have a Bible in your car. Bring it." The pastor speedily brought out his Bible to prove his honesty and to be freed. Then the policeman, of course, told the pastor, "Please read Matthew 5, 25-26. And when the pastor opened the recommended text and read, he found it said, as I just read, settle your matters quickly with your adversary who is taking you to court. Do it while you are still with him on the way." And perplexed, the man of God was very perplexed upon interpretation. He quietly made an offering of 500 shillings to the newly found preacher, the policeman on the road. And the police officer collected his bribe and said to the pastor, "End the matter. This is the end of the matter now. Go quickly in peace and never argue that policemen collect bribes. We only settle matters quickly and peacefully with all offenders instead of taking them to court to be thrown into prison. It's part of our job." That's what the policeman said. Do you agree with that? Do you agree with that? There are many verses in the Bible which put bribery on the offensive. When you read, for example, Exodus chapter 23, verse 8, it says, "You shall not take a bribe, for a bribe binds the clear-sighted and subverts the cause of justice." So you should not take a bribe. Proverbs 17, verse 8 says, "A bribe is a charm in the sight of its owner. Wherever he turns, he prospers." In Psalms 26, verse 10 says, "In whose hands are wicked scheme, and whose right hand is full of bribes." But Psalms 15, verse 5 says, "He does not put out his money and interest, nor does he take a bribe against the innocent. He who does these things will never be shaken." And there are many verses against bribery. And also, have you ever asked yourself, have you seen the family of the policemen who take bribes on the road? Have you seen their families prospering? Go and check from your village and see. So in this episode today, I just want to show you examples of how the police have perfected their art of bribery. But does the Bible really accept it? No. But I want you to go through this. Keep viewing. You can always subscribe, like, and share so that you can be able to get more of my episodes. The police, bribery, and the Bible. Can see he has now taken something from the lorry drive already. That's what we are talking about. This is just straight exactly opposite the church. The signpost of the church, doing it purity. Don't even fear God, you're just taking it next to the church. He goes around, it's like he wants to check. Just watch how he picks it. It's like he's talking to the driver. Then he picks it and puts it in his pocket. He walks away. See how they are being accosted by the anti-corruption team and corruption police. Now they are accosting them, arresting them. Anasema mguu niponye. The accuser becomes the accused now. As you can be able to see, the accuser becomes the accused. Mguu niponye, but of course they have been viewed. The police, CID vehicle, special branch, and now they are being taken away, pushed away to the roadblock, which is just the church. A lot of impunity. Just watch now their life at Just look at this other one. This another group. Of course, lorries are culprits. Just taken something from the lorry again. It's about the police, the bribe, and the Bible. What does the Bible say? This is what they're doing. He pockets it, so he approaches to the lady and is counting, checking how much, 50, 100, 200, like that. They keep in the vehicle, then they go back. You see how they're celebrating. He's dancing. He's dancing for accepting a bribe or demanding a bribe. You see the way they pick the money? It's very interesting. It's like their staff, their tool of trade, the stuff they're using it as a magnet. Just pinches the money from the ground and they pick it. That stick that they hold in their hands. It is a magic stick. You see, the lady is like negotiating how he has taken. The driver of the matatu has just dropped the money on the ground. So the police is walking there just to pick the money. You see, he picks and he continues as usual. They have many ways of receiving the money. Either you drop it or you give to him. There are many ways. They pick it with the hand or with the staff or the stick that they normally have in their hands. But all this is about corruption. Does God allow corruption? You can see now that this ones have been accosted again. He's running away. He's running away from the anti-corruption police. But of course, were viewed and arrested. about police bribery, and they have been caught. See, even the heart fell off from the head. The man who was running away has been caught. The policeman has been caught. Now he is under arrest. All this is due to receiving of bribes. What happens? I don't know what happens after they have been arrested. I don't know if they are ever charged, or because the menace continues. The issue continues, never terminated. So I don't know what happens with them after they have been arrested. See, now they're being arrested by the corruption police. It's about police and bribe and Bible. So keep watching, and don't forget to subscribe, like, and share, so that you can be getting more about more episodes as they come, real time. You see, the money that they collect is now being counted by the CID police and the corruption police. They are counting it. You can imagine, and here he watches now, custody, in handcuffed. After this one has been, these ones have been arrested. You can see again another policeman elsewhere is doing the same. Another cop is elsewhere doing the same as this is going on. See how he receives it, receives and puts in the pocket swiftly. Just look how they do it. It's the method that they use to extort money from the drivers. See how he receives it and he pockets. Now moving to the lorry to receive again. I wonder if this money can really be a blessing to their families. I've never met a policeman's family that is good, that has excelled, that has been blessed. The children and the grandchildren. I've never seen any. Maybe if you know one, you can comment down here. Say, tell me who has prospered well and ended well with this kind of money, because you use this money to buy food for the children, to pay for their school fees. How can they pass exams with this kind of money that's dirty? We are looking at the police, the bribe, and the Bible. So many ways of receiving bribe, as you can be able to see. See how he walks. Now he's been arrested and he's being taken to the anti-corruption offices to be charged. This one got fair treatment from the officers. You can see even him who is drinking water. He's not been handcuffed. He's been welcomed to this seat. And, this is the one. This is Kenya. I don't know. Maybe he applied the verses of Matthew 5:25. Maybe he had talked to them earlier. I don't know. As they were traveling in the vehicle to the offices. Just see how much money he had collected. He collects the money and puts them in the bag. Just see how much money that he collects from the Lord. Everything is put to the table, the documents, and then we can see the money being checked as evidence as it sits. This is about the police and the police. The traffic will see the money. You can see that is the money that has been collected on the road. It's 100, it's 50, it's 200, 50, 50, 100, you know. So, at the end of the day, it's a lot of money collected. And at the end of the month, you can imagine if he collects 5,000 per day times 30, that's 150,000. If he's able to collect 10,000 per day, that will be 300,000 shillings in a month. Extortion, bribery.
6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11,
Don't forget to subscribe and share, like, hit that subscribe button down there so that you can keep receiving more messages from my channel.